Career Trail, your success journey begins here.
Last week, we introduced the 4th edition of the Career Trail New Edition, diving into the early life of Ghanaian actress and entrepreneur Yvonne Nelson.
There was one time I was filming with Kofi Ajololo. He got angry that I was forgetting my lines, I wasn't acting well. He stepped out, he was so furious, like, change her, she can't act, she's wasting our time.
Stay glued to your TV set as we dive into the second part of this interview, which explores her journey as an entrepreneur.
Oh, okay, but one would ask, you talking about all these, what did you do, or why the hate? Why did you get so much hate from them?
The hate, I believe, when you're vocal, when you're a woman and you're vocal, when you're unhappy with things around you and you want to talk about them, people just don't like that, you know. They feel like you just came into the industry, why are you talking too much, why are you complaining too much? And so that was what I faced, because they felt like I complained about everything that I was unhappy about, yeah. So they wanted to silence
you.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you know, separating from them. You know, sometimes when you have issues with someone, probably the actors working with those people wouldn't want to associate themselves with you because maybe they may feel that they may get kicked out and all that. So you now starting your own production, did you get people you wanted to use? Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can search for all the movies that I've produced there. I feel like I always get the right cast for my productions. I don't think people would pay attention to what other producers are thinking of you. If they receive a script from YM Productions and the script is good, yeah, they will come on board and be a part of the production. So, yeah, I wouldn't say my fellow colleagues or actors, no. There was no sidelining. Yeah. If you love the script and the money is good, you'd obviously be a part of the project. Yeah.
So talking about if you love the script, where do you get your inspiration from?
Inspiration is all around me, all around us. But I've been lucky to work with people like Pascal Amanfo, because when I started, most of my movies were being written. The screenplay was being done by Pascal Amanfo. And I had Frank Raja also chip in a couple of times. I've been lucky with my crew, very solid guys, Libe, Gabby, Francis, Solomon. So yeah, I believe having a solid team, you know, committed team, passionate team, just like you, they understand the dream and make sure that, you know, you get things properly done.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you share with us some of your, you know, memorable moments, you know, acting and then being a movie producer?
There's one that comes to mind. One time I shot a movie with Becca. The movie is called If Tomorrow Never Comes. And we shot a scene in, how do you call that car? In some rickety
is it
pickup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's the car was practically torn, you know. We had a goat, a male goat, he-goat. Or how do you call it? He-goat, right? It was in the back and we're at the back as well. And the smell, oh my God. And Becca, you know, Becca is such a great actress. She was super. So it was me and Becca with the goat at the back of the car. This guy was just shaking like that. And we just had to suck it in, you know, the smell from this goat, God. Yeah, so you should watch it. I think in the trailer you'd see that. So that was very memorable. And same movie, Becca and I, we were shooting along the Jamestown.
Oh, okay.
Around the beach. And, oh my God.
I wasn't there, but I'm getting the feeling.
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, I would never forget. Becca was such a good sport, you know. She just held down the fort for all of us. There was no complaining. You know how like us entertainers can be. She just understood, you know, her role. She was in character, and she was just so graceful on the set. So I would say that was one of my or that is one of my memorable. Yeah.
But what movie gave you out for people to recognize that, okay, there is a Ghanaian actress called Yvonne Nelson?
Princess Tyra, I would say, yeah, the arrogant African princess. Yeah.
John DeMello had to endure.
I think that was Van Vicker.
Yeah, Van Vicker. Yeah, Van Vicker.
Yeah. John DeMello's was
Prince Bride.
The Prince Bride.
Prince Bride.
Oh my God!
I remember once you telling Van Vicker that why did he come to Accra without informing you?
Sometimes when I come across like the old movies and I just listen to the lines, I'm like, who wrote all these things? And did we even know all the things we were saying? You know, they sound so outrageous and like, really? These were the lines we're memorizing. Yeah, I'll say Princess Tyra. Because after that I became a household name in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you had to memorize the script when it's being given out to you. So how long does it take?
Oh yeah, you need brains, you know.
If you're not intelligent, you can't be an actor.
You can't. Having the lines and making sure that you're acting, and it has to be believable. So it's a lot. It's a lot. That's why people just watch her sometimes. They go like, this one there, the acting is fake. She looks like she's just, you know, reciting lines. Yeah, because it's tough. It's tough to do the two.
Oh, okay. So since we are talking about acting, we can't leave the Ghanaian movie industry out. Over the years, we've seen that Nollywood is taking over the industry. You go on YouTube, there are so many Nollywood movies, producers releasing movies, maybe 2-3 days, there is always a movie on YouTube from a Nollywood producer.
Yeah.
What do you think, first, do you think that the Ghanaian movie industry has evolved over the years since you started acting? And then what do you think we are missing?
This comparison is a big one, though. Yeah, back in the day when I'm being asked questions like this, I would answer it freely and base my answers on population. You know, I would compare, they have the numbers, we don't, and so it affects everything. Yeah, it really does. It really does. I feel like maybe our numbers have not really helped much with evolving, because ever since we lost the DVD market, it's been difficult to really cut through and penetrate into other markets. I also feel like investing money, you know, infrastructure, we don't put in too much of that. So when you watch a Ghanaian movie and you want to compare it to a Nigerian one, yes, you're going to realize that, okay, there was a lot of money pushed into this, and this one is lacking money. It doesn't mean that we don't have the talents here. It doesn't mean we don't have the technical know-how or we don't have talented people here, but it's really infrastructure, the numbers, and money.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many movies have you produced so far?
I've produced 14.
14?
Yeah.
Can you mention some of them?
Yes. The Price, Single, Married and Complicated, House of Gold, If Tomorrow Never Comes, Fix Us, Sin City, 50-50, The Men We Love, Kotoka, Tripping, Heels and Sneakers. And I shot one documentary when I was pregnant, Waiting for Rain. Which other one? Okay, there's a new one. Summer. It's not out.
It's not out.
Yeah.
Okay, but we will see it soon.
Yes, very soon.
Okay. Now you're doing so well. Acting, you're doing well. In fact, movie production, you're excelling. One would ask, although you mentioned that, okay, you love kids and all that, but aside that, what really motivated you to, you know, start your own school?
The school idea came about when I had my daughter.
Okay.
So when I had Rin, I've been in this area, East Legon Hills, for about 11 to 12 years. When I was here, the whole place was bushy, the roads were not constructed, you know, the whole place was some wavy. And so she turned 1 year, 6 months, and then I knew that, you know, she had gotten to the time where I need to look for a school for her. So I went around a lot. I was checking online. I wasn't seeing much. And so I'm not going to mention names. There's one school in the area.
Okay.
We went there. I enrolled her. But I noticed so many things were happening. You know, she would come home with an ant bite, a bruise on her head. Nobody calls you to tell you. She comes home, then you notice it. And I started asking questions, you know, not just that. She would come home with no new word, no new, nothing. She's not saying anything that you haven't taught her yourself, or you know that, okay, whatever she's saying is coming from maybe a YouTube video or a cartoon she watched. So I was hoping that she would be coming home with stuff she's learned from school. And so I knew that, I wasn't happy with the kind of care I was getting from the school. So I decided that let me just educate myself with, you know, what goes into early years and Montessori and all of that. So I started, you know, talking to people. I have a great consultant who was a former principal. I spoke to a lot of people, my lecturers in school, professors, people in, you know, the education sector. And then I traveled out. Okay. I got a space. I knew there were so many things that I couldn't get here that I really wanted to have here. So I got that, shipped them, brought them in, and, you know, set up the whole place with my manager and my production manager, Gabby. And then COVID happened. So just when we were about to open the school, hey God, what am I hearing? You know, they're like, everybody stay at home. I said, what? What is this? So yeah, the building had all these things inside. We had arranged a daycare ready to be opened. We had to shut it down for some time. Waited. COVID was over. Then we opened our doors. You know, parents started coming in. Doing tours and everything. They loved, you know, the environment, as you can see. So this is not the first school. Thank you. This is not the first school. We have the daycare at the other side. It's called Just Like Mama Daycare. So it's the heart of the school. That is where the whole dream and everything started. So we have kids as young as 3 months to 5 years enrolling from there. This is basically the continuing school, the primary school. So when they leave there, they come here to continue here.
Okay. By the time you were starting, because now I see a lot of students when I entered, how was the numbers?
When I started, I remember the first day, so we were doing tours, inviting parents to come in. So when school resumed and like COVID, the lockdown was over, we had about, I would say, we started with about 5.
And now we have
close to 150.
Within how many years?
3.
Wow.
So would be 4. Would be 4 in December. Or 5. 4 years. Would be 5 next year, January.
Oh, okay.
So we're 4.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Congrats.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So when I entered, the first day of school, I entered and I heard a baby cry, and oh my God, I wanted to fall on the ground to cry myself. I wanted to join the baby. So we both cried because I couldn't believe that, you know, something I had started, a school I had started was actually, you know, like things were actually working. And there were babies and, you know, there were 3 kids and a baby in the school. And my daughter, of course, was also enrolled, at Just Like Mama Daycare.
Oh, okay. So now we talk about schools. There are so many schools in Ghana. So how do you, manage your school? What do you do differently to beat your competitors?
I don't think I even I don't think about other schools.
But you're running a business.
Yeah, but this is a school, you see, it's a noble cause. This is something I'm passionate about. So looking out to what other people are doing, I would rather maybe talk to my school consultant and find out, okay, what is it that we have to add? What is it that we need to fix here and there? Yeah, I wouldn't look out and school. Maybe other schools are rather looking here because, I am hands-on. I have the passion. I'm a creative, So aside the academics, there are many things that I will do that maybe other schools may not have their heads with the kind of qualities that I have. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So it has to do with whoever is maybe running, or the director of the school, because there's so many things that we do here that I know that other schools are not doing, but you'd have to come to see it for yourself. Exactly.
Okay, so talking about creativity, you know, now STEM is taking over.
Yes.
It is good to start STEM now with the kids, so that when they go, it will be easier for them to identify their career path and all that. So are there any preparations you are doing here in your school to prepare the kids as they, you know, transition to the next phase of education?
Oh yes, I wish my principal was here. Of course, like I said, we offer a lot of things. Okay, STEM, we have robotics as well.
Oh, okay.
You know, back in the day, no, it was STEM and it's STEAM now. They added arts to it. So we do STEAM.
Okay.
We have abacus, we have robotics, we have a science club. Even at their ages, we have up to year 3. But then we're, you know, having a doctor come in, take them through all the basic experiments and all of that. I know other schools don't have that, and I don't want to do the comparison thing here. My teachers, or the curriculum, we offer the Cambridge curriculum here. It's more hands-on. So you know how basically at a time when we're in school and they're teaching you planting, they'll just draw like a pot on the board and maybe loamy soil, clay soil, what it does, blah, blah, blah. Over here, we're making sure that they're coming from the house, they're coming with their pots. We're planting, we're actually doing the planting in school. They're seeing their corn germinate. You know, they're seeing the whole process that, it takes maybe 4 days or 5 days. Oh, look at the sprout. It's out there. The other day I saw them dressed up in their African wear. They're eating. So they had groups. They had Ghana, Nigeria, and South Africa. So they were all dressed up like their countries, eating the foods and stuff. So they don't just stay in the class in front of the whiteboards, you know, teaching them things just in a classroom. They take them out, do the planting, you know, engage your hands, your fingers, just like we do at the daycare, Montessori, hands-on learning. You know, kids love learning when it's fun. Yeah. You know, so yeah, like I said, I wish my principal was also here to add to all the stuff that I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So there's this one question I want to ask. In fact, it's happening. I feel everybody wants to know. Okay. When you're a superstar, you're a celebrity, you open a business, most times there is a difference between, you know, pricing because, of your celebrity status. Is it the same with your school?
With the fees? Yeah, with the fees. Oh, come on, guys.
Because you know, sometimes when you go and braid your hair, you would get it like 150 cedis, but because the person owning the salon is a celebrity, it's like 400 cedis. Yeah, no, I don't think like that. But at the same time, you know, like I said, all the stuff we're offering here adds up to whatever amount that the parent walks in, and you know, we tell them that this is the tuition, this is what comes with it, extracurricular. You know, we have. My teachers, right? I can't just go and pick anybody at all to come and teach the kids. Do you understand what I'm saying? I feel like all the stuff that we're offering here, including our human resource, our teachers, adds up to the amount that parents would have to pay for it. I am not, or we're not coming up with the numbers because of my name. No, not at all. It's all because of what we offer here and what we do in the school. Okay. Yeah. So when we were talking, you mentioned that you are opening an annex, expansion, growth. Why the need for expansion? In fact, tell us about it.
So we have an annex to the daycare because the daycare is full. Okay. And I'm not one of those who would want to cramp and keep 20 kids in one small class.
Okay.
I don't believe in that. They need a space. They run around. We'll take you around. You see how spacious the classrooms are. So when the numbers go up, obviously you have to find new spaces. So we have another place very close to the main daycare. We keep the babies, the 3 months to 2 years over there. And then we keep the lower nursery, upper nursery at Just Like Mama. So we have 3 spaces now. We have Just Like Mama, we have the annex for Just Like Mama, and we have Yvonne Nelson International School.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
But you know, the target audience, I'm very particular about that, because kids can worry.
Oh yeah.
They can worry. Go and sit here. No, by the time you come, they move.
We know them,
and
we manage them.
Hey, they're able to do it.
Oh yeah, because the teachers are well trained. They're qualified. I mean, this is what they do. They know what to do, how to engage them. So yeah, this is what they do. This is their profession.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't come here alone. I have 3 questions from students to ask you.
Okay.
So I've done my part,
right,
and we will take a break. When we come back, I'll ask you those 3 questions.
Okay.
All right. This is still the Career Trail on Joy Learning TV and Joy News. We'll take a quick breather. We'll be right back.
The Career Trail. Your success journey begins here.
Welcome back from that quick breather. You are still watching the Career Trail on Joy Learning TV and Joy News. We have been speaking to Yvonne Nelson. This is the second part of the program where I get to ask her 3 questions from her fans. And this time around, her fans are students, right? So, Yvonne, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so let's take a look at the first question.
My name is Nano Fori Akumeni Harrison. I'm a student of Presec Legon. My question is, what advice can you give to aspiring movie producers?
Just like every business, the movie business can be risky. I say risky because producing a movie, there's a possibility that it may do well or it may not, you know. So, you know how people would just watch someone from a distance and go like, oh, but that movie did so well, so now I want to go into movie making. I want to do the same thing Yvonne Nelson is doing, because her movies are always doing well. It may be a different story for you, you know. So there are so many elements to it. So yeah, just know exactly what your story is, know the people, the kind of crew you want to work with, get your casting right, and I believe you can think about producing, but it can be a risky venture.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you. So let's take a look at the second question.
My name is Benson, a staff from Miss Carol's Academy. I've heard that some producers sleep with actresses before giving them a role. How true is it? And have you experienced some before?
It means this person hasn't read my book. I said it in my book. I said it. You want me to say it again? Well, it is there.
Okay.
Just like every other
business.
Every other business, you know, you enter into offices and you'd be surprised all the stuff that is going on there. It is not just the movie industry. It happens everywhere.
Okay.
And so if you feel like you have the talent, you want to act, and a producer is telling you have to do this and that, before you showcase your talent, that you're coming to stand in front of the TV with your beautiful face to act, they are telling you do something else. Madam, please turn around and walk away. I feel like the time will come when, you know, you meet other people and they would not see you for that. They will see you for your talent. So really, if you're going to start like that, then it's going to remain. Means you always have to do that too, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So you don't have to.
All right. Let's take a look at the final question.
My name is Joshua Dompré, a level 4 student of UNIMAC IJ studying journalism. I want to ask if you have enhanced your body, because of late we have actresses enhancing their bodies just to fit in screen purposes. Do you think, or what's your perception on this?
This person asking this question, if you look at me, if you look at me, if you look at me.
That's why I say, have you had thoughts?
Is it now that I'm about to turn 40 that I'm going to do something? I feel like it's a mental thing, you know. It's lack of confidence, really, because the minute you alter any part of your body, you'd want to alter another part, and you'd want to change this. And you know, I want a fuller lip. I want a bigger ear. Do you understand what I'm saying? You'd always want to change something about you. And ask yourself, who are you really doing it for? Is it for your own personal confidence, or it's for a man? The man is one day going to leave you anyways, you know. So who are you doing it for? What is it for? And, you know, one day you become a mother, your kids are going to see you. Mommy, in your previous pictures in 1992, your backside was flat. What happened to it? Did you blow it? Is it a balloon? Do you understand? I'm not ready for such questions. My daughter, she is like this. She's like me. She talks. She will ask you all the questions. Mommy, did you blow up your boobie? What happened to your boobie? Because 5 years ago, your boobies were flat. I do not want to answer such questions, and I feel like I am okay with how I look, you know. I am content. I don't think me altering any part of my body is going to help me in any way. Yes. If I'll do anything to my body, I would rather have a lot of babies. If I want to find myself in a hospital, it's because I want to have babies, not because I want to cut somewhere and chip something in. And no. And please, I do not expect any of you to do that, because the minute you do that, it never stops. You will continue.
Keep doing it. Okay, so let me add one last question to it. This is from me personally. You know that you keep saying that a lot of things, we should go to your book.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you are very outspoken. You don't care to say your mind and all that. Has it had an impact on you? I mean, your relationship, has it affected your relationship with people in any ways? I mean, let's take your book, for instance. You released the book. Definitely there were people who loved it. There were people who criticized it. Was there any negative outcome after releasing the book?
Negative outcome after my book?
Yeah.
I would say it's really up to the people who thought there was any negative to it. You know, if you feel like telling my story or hearing my story or reading my story had any negative impact on you, then too bad. But my story obviously is not supposed to have any negative impact on anyone. It's actually meant to help young people navigate through life, because in our part of the world and in our society, we don't do a lot of that. And I feel like we failed a lot of young people because we don't tell them the truth. You know, after my book, I started a tour, a high school tour. I go to schools and I tell them the dangers about abortion. How many celebrities would openly talk about an abortion? You know, so if you want to think my book is negative, that's all on you. But it's a piece that everyone should have. You know, every young person, every parent, everyone. You learn so much from reading my book.
Okay. Are you thinking of releasing more books?
Let's see how it goes.
Okay. Okay, so we shall take a quick break down and then we come back with the last segment.
Okay.
All right. This is still the Career Trail on Joy Learning TV and Joy News. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
The Career Trail. Your success journey begins here.
Welcome back from that quick breather. This is still the Career Trail, and this is the last part of the program where I get to have fun with my guests. Can you guess what we are about to do now?
You're about to give me money?
Okay, let's see if it's true. But at this part, I'm going to give you a task to perform. So you permit me to be your tutor for today, or this very period. I'm going to give you a task to perform, and at the end of the day, I get to rate whether you passed or fail the task. So when you pass the task, I get to raise the green card for you.
Okay.
When you fail, obviously I'm raising the red card.
Okay.
So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so you get to choose.
Hey. Okay, this.
Okay, you can open and
Okay.
read.
Will I read it out?
Yeah, you can read it.
Choose one of the tasks. Mention 6 countries using each letters of your last name, Nelson, in 60 seconds, or use each letter of your last name, Nelson, to form a meaningful and complete sentence. Ooh,
Which one would you take?
maybe the first.
The first.
Yeah.
So you're using
My
each
s-
letter
yeah.
of your surname to mention names of a country
Yeah.
in 60 seconds.
Okay.
All right, so can we go in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Okay, Netherlands, Ethiopia, Liberia, Somalia, Oman, Namibia.
You cheated. So how can you do this so
I'm a
quick?
shark.
In fact, I was waiting for you to say you don't know any country.
Oh,
before.
how? 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 Oh, I'm a shark. I'm a shark. Give me another one.
We should give you another one. So I get to raise a green card for you. She has really proven that she runs a school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So before we wrap up, we are wrapping up.
Okay.
Thanks for passing the task. I would have gotten a gift, but since you passed the task, I'm gnashing. So when we entered the school, I saw that you had named the classrooms with names of planets. So I see Saturn and all that. What inspired that?
I love astrology, so I love the solar system. I have telescopes at home on the island, telescopes here. And so I really want to, teach the kids all these things. Back in the day, you see, I'm always referring to my
Yeah.
childhood, right? I believe that if we had this kind of foundations, a lot of us will grow up telling our parents, oh, I want to be an astronaut. I want to, learn space and go to space and do all the stuff that Elon Musk is doing. So this is basically to teach the kids, about the solar system. And it's not just the names of the class. They have so Saturn actually has a drawing
Okay.
of Saturn. An artist painted
Oh,
it
okay.
of Saturn in. So when we go to Neptune, you see Neptune in the class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want them to learn more about
Okay.
space and
Okay.
what happens
Any
out
other
there.
thing you would want us to know about your school, and then you add your last words?
My school. Yeah, my school is just. It's just a place where there's no stopping us.
Okay.
We allow the kids to be. We allow them to express themselves. You know how kids want to say something and adults will go like, hey, shut up, keep quiet. We don't do that here. We allow them to express themselves. There's that excitement about coming to school.
Okay.
And it's such a big thing to me because kids don't like school. They don't like the math and all the difficult, subjects. But here they're always so excited to come because of the teachers, how warm they are. So yeah, these are some of the things that I would want to talk about. The other thing is we're an international school. We learn about different cultures. We offer the Cambridge curriculum here. They have a more global perspective on doing things. It's a very flexible, inspiring and challenging curriculum. And just like Mama, we do a hybrid system where we combine GES, Montessori and the British curriculum together. And of course, how neat the school is, hygiene is number one over here. We have a stage, I named it Anansi Chrome, because when I was in Martin Ipores, we had a place called Anansi Chrome. So I carried that from Martin Ipores. Over there, we allow every kid to go on the stage. So you know how back in the day, some kids are more, they say, oh, this kid should be the one going on stage, representing their class. We don't do that here. Every kid actually gets
going on stage.
The platform to show whatever they can do. So during our events, we give the microphone to every kid, whether you can do it or not, but mostly all of them can. You know,
Oh,
they memorize stuff, they read. So every parent sitting there actually sees their kid on the stage, and it's something that I am so, you know, proud of, that every kid gets to stand there. You know, I've never heard any kid say I'm shy or I can't do it. They, all of them.
They're just like mama.
Oh yeah, they are capable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our kids are capable.
Oh.
So we need to push them.
Oh, okay. But we saw you in the school, and you're a movie producer, you're into acting. How do you juggle all three? How do you balance?
Yeah, the balance. So now the entertainment part is suffering a bit. I am
okay.
more into
The
education. Yeah,
Okay.
but you know, I've not left the industry. No,
Okay.
not at all. I'll be producing movies very soon. I have a new one that would come out very soon.
Summer.
There's even one that came out recently on Amazon Prime.
Oh.
Kotoka. So
Oh,
it's showing
okay.
in the UK and the US. So
Wow.
I'm still there, but now I'm more focused on
In
education.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any advice to our viewers?
Now
Speak to your camera.
Okay, any advice? So I'll talk to the young girls. You know, I get really worried about where social media is taking us. Social media is a good place, don't get me wrong. I have benefited a lot from social media. I use it to my advantage, but I feel like a lot of the lifestyles you guys are seeing online is putting so much pressure on your mental health and your being, and the comparisons are too much. You really have to focus on your lives. I'm not here to be a motivational speaker, no, but I really want you to focus on yourself, you know, what you're doing. Pat yourself on the back sometimes and know that you're doing your best, you know, and don't look around trying to compare. The comparison part is what really bothers me. And take school seriously, you know, believe in yourself and form a great network. I know people who would meet you today, the next minute they are fighting with you. Make sure that your network is powerful, because your network is your network. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yvonne, for honoring our invitation to be on the Career Trail. I know you're a very busy woman, but thanks so much for sharing your story with us. We are so grateful.
I am busy because they send me around in the school. They're always sending me.
The cameraman will give birth soon. Their child will come to the school. I'll ensure that they'll all bring their children to the school.
Please bring them.
All right. This has been the Career Show on Joy Learning TV and Joy News. Thanks for watching. My name is Irene Edubia Ainin. I leave you with today's quote.
The Career Trail. Your success journey begins here.